Thank you. Well, it's a new country. Everything is still blank or almost blank. When it's blank, you can draw any pictures as you want, as beautiful as you can. So I think your vision, your strategy really outlines some of the steps the new country is going to move on. So increasing food production is a top priority. In addition to seeds, in addition to irrigation, I think the fertilizer is also very critical. That's just some of the issues we have not mentioned. So fertilizer can play a critical role there in increasing the yield. Then market, we have heard that regional trade provides great potential for import-export for using countries' competitive advantage. But even within the country, there's a great potential to do trade, domestic trade, from surplus region to let's say, to shortage regions. So great potential there. We need to improve rural infrastructure. Rural infrastructure is key to anything. And in terms of investment, donors are quite interested in Sudan. The investors are also interested in Sudan. The G8, sorry, I should say Southern Sudan, or RSS. The G8 recently formed an alliance for food security to form the partnership between the private sector and the public sector and the private sector. I think Southern Sudan has a great potential. But before we move on, the non-tenure, I think you mentioned about the non-tenure. So very sort of a secured land rights for farmers, for connectives, for communes will be so critical, not only for the benefits of the local citizens, but also for investors. So if the investors don't know who owns that land, usually they are very reluctant to go there to invest. So potential is there. Designing framework regulations to attract that investment will be another way forward. I have not heard about the social protection. Well, obviously, probably this is not the mandate of the Ministry of Agriculture, or maybe it belongs to another ministry. But the Ministry of Agriculture can think of using social protection to leverage certain resources to enhance agricultural productivity. This so-called productive social safety net in Ethiopia, I have said this many times, I think I will repeat another time. So building farmers' long-term capacity using some of the social safety net has one of the highest returns. So on the short run, you protect the poor have the access to food, particularly women and children, and so target to women so they can narrow the gaps between men and women in terms of accessing to certain productive safety nets. So this is one critical area. I also very glad to hear that the minister tries to go beyond the Ministry of Agriculture. In water, I also heard that there is a Ministry of Livestock, or livestock resources, Ministry of Finance. So we needed to go beyond Ministry of Agriculture to mobilize support for agriculture. So this is a great lesson we have learned. Now, on the role of CGIAR, this weekend, actually the day after tomorrow, I'm going to travel to Uruguay. So there will be a large event where the CGIAR Director Generals, the consortium, stakeholders will come together. So I will bring this message there, a strong message to different centers, International Livestock Research Institute, CIMMYT, maize, wheat, water, and IFPRI, of course, IFPRI. So make sure that these Director Generals heard about the strong demand from the country. So this is the great opportunity for CGIAR to make an influence, for CGIAR to make some impact. And demand is there, our offer is here. And from IFPRI side, clearly we are very much committed. I heard that there's a need to build the capacity, there's a need to build the data system, there's a need to do research. We have done that in some countries in Africa and even in Asia. So Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria. I think we can do the same thing in Sudan, in Southern Sudan. So we can really help you to work with you to improve the capacity, improve your analytical analysis to make sure that the policy options or policy decisions you make are truly evidence-based, very effective, efficient for achieving your final development goals. So with that, I thank you so much. Thank you very much, the Minister and the two speakers here.